In Devarim chapter number 5, Moshe tells again the 10 words that were originally received at Mount Sinai, this time to a second generation. And in chapter 5 and verse 6, he says, I am Yahweh your Elohim who brought you out of the land of Mitzrayim, out of the house of bondage. What he did not say, that is, Yahweh did not say, is, I am Yahweh who created the heavens and the earth. Why the difference? Hi, this is Barry Phillips with 10-Minute Torah. Day number 4 actually published on day number 5. Day number 4 was an impossible day to record. So today you get a double dose. So let's go again to chapter number 5. I am Yahweh your Elohim who brought you up out of the land of Mitzrayim. While Yahweh is indeed our creator, and without that act of creation, none of this even matters. He is also the Yah that gave the covenant to Israel. Now, I want to be understood and heard clearly here. Yahweh has given his covenant, that is a covenant of redemption and a covenant of inheritance, a covenant that marks a lineage. He gave it to a specific group, to a specific family, and not to the world at large. His plan of redemption is for this family and for the nation that came forth out of that family. Again, not for the world at large. Well, what about Yochanan, John 3:16? I'll get to that. Hold with me. So at Sinai, Yahweh did not speak to us as merely the author of nature, although that is more than anyone else in the earth can say. He is the designer, the creator, the master sustainer of all creation and nature. But he showed up at Mount Sinai announcing himself as the master deliverer, the miraculous deliverer of Israel from the house of bondage in Mitzrayim. So then at Sinai, he gives to us a covenant that will actually surpass the laws of nature and all the normalcy of the nations and their relationships to whatever idols or gods that they may have. His pledge to us supersedes all the laws of nature and convention and his providence over us. Yah suspended the laws of nature, allowing the realm of the Ruach to come down and reside on Mount Sinai, a physical dwelling place. So he took the spiritual and the physical and he mixed them together at that moment. And Israel was seeing sounds and hearing sights. It was an amazing encounter. It changed the world in the voicing of his 10 words to us. So Yah has now appeared to us, revealed himself to us, not only as our originator, the originator of Israel, the people of Israel, but also now more personally our Redeemer and our Deliverer. So let's just pause for a moment and think about what we're describing here. The very originator, designer, creator, and sustainer of everything in existence, known and unknown, seen and unseen, has offered a covenant to a select group of people in order that he may reveal himself personally to them above everyone else on the face of the earth, and has invited them to receive a covenant from him as a gift, as a means of relationship with him, And that covenant declares his power to deliver us, to redeem us, and when we fall from the covenant, to restore us and bring us again. This is an amazing thing. As his people, then we have a knowledge and an experience of him that exceeds everyone else, all the goyim and nations on the face of the earth. But what about John 3:16? The plan of redemption and restoration for Am Israel that he has offered to us is also available to anyone else, whosoever will, may come and partake of this, not a contract, but a covenant with the Elohim of all the earth, and become a part of this covenant people. Redemption from sin. Having a born-again experience through the atoning work of Yeshua does not leave us as goyim in the earth, as among the nations, as someone who is not Israel. But Romans 11 says that we have been grafted in. And whatever Am Israel is in Scripture, that's what we are to become a part of. And we need to be careful here. As we continue on, we read again the 10 words, and the first one is where we immediately run into a problem. The first word, according to Christianity, is actually the second word. It says, if I can get to the right one here, you shall have no other mighty ones against my face. You do not make for yourself a carved image or any likeness of which is in the heavens above, or which is in the earth beneath, or which is in the waters under the earth. You do not bow down to them nor serve them. For I, Yahweh your Elohim, am a jealous El, visiting the crookedness of the fathers upon the children to the third and fourth generations of those that hate me, but showing love and commitment to thousands, to those who love me and guard my commands. Now, that's a long commandment. It's a long word. But here's where we have an issue. When we go and we take Shemot chapter 20, verse 3, or as I've just read, and we split the second command into two separate ones, we end up with a problem. The actual first commandment is this. It's not a commandment as much as it is a decree and a statement. The first word is Yahweh is our Elohim, the one who brought us out of Mitzrayim, out of the house of slavery. That is the statement that we are to never forget. Because it's personifying, it's making personal this relationship that we have with our Creator. The effect has been that if you do away with that statement, and then all of the other words can apply to those who replace Israel. Among those in the Christianity, churchianity, the system of Christianity, that have chosen to embrace replacement theology, they claim that Israel has been disinherited from their privileged place and replaced by the church. But the church does not have a historical connection to being brought out of Egypt or Mitzrayim. Israel does. So the church wants to keep that aspect of the commands, that historical. The result is also that the Messiah of Israel has been re-identified as the God of the church. And in order for a member of Israel to be included in that, they've got to leave Am Israel and become a part of the church. This is bad theology. Very bad theology. The Elohim that we serve belongs to Israel. Yeshua is the Messiah of Israel. And when we are born again, we're brought into Am Israel. We do not replace anybody, not one person. in order to be given a place to exist, but we have been privileged to be included along with. We'll talk more tomorrow, and until then, shalom.